Hi guys, so today we will be talking about exactly what I was promising in the one of the previous reviews. So there is a new release from Academy which copies Wildcat in 1/48 scale, and it was interesting to compare it with Eduard kit, so that's exactly what we will be doing today. And as in the previous comparisons of other kits, we will be actually checking the parts against each other. So for example, we are going to start with the clear parts, and here you can see the sprue from Academy kit. So I will zoom in so that you can see it closer, and as you can see, the surface details on it are rather, I would say, sparse. So we have really simple riveting here, and the same applies also to the windscreen. So if I show it like this, you can see that there are not that many rivets, and it's not that pronounced in terms of the details. Why I'm mentioning this? Because if I take the sprue from Eduard kit, and let's check the windscreen as well. So if camera will focus on it, maybe like this, you can see that the rivets are more pronounced. So here they are more evident, and even though it's the same scale, the same size, you can notice that the details are a bit more visible on the model. The same applies about this main section. So if I show it from the side like this, you can notice that there are also rivets present, and the overall plastic is a bit more glossy in comparison with the part from Academy. So if I place them like this, you can see that Academy is a bit more I would say not muted, but more even looking. So it's not as glossy as this part. As you can see, it just shines on the bright white. I would say it's a matter of personal preference, because I do not see really huge difference between those parts. Maybe the rivets, which might be important for some modelers, but I wouldn't say this is such a huge game changer which might change your perception of the model of the plastic as the whole. Next, I continue with the fuselage parts. So here we continue with the opposite order, meaning that we start with the Eduard plastic. So I guess the left side should be enough, because here you can see the fuselage half, which is molded together with the tail fin, rudder is separate, and landing gear wheel, meaning the tail landing gear, is separate as well. We also get the top and bottom actually pre-molded, so you will have to be careful, especially in this nose area. So why I'm mentioning this? Because in Academy kit we get slightly different design. So here designers decided to go with the fuselage, which has the separate top and bottom panels, and we also get the tail wheel pre-molded here, as you can see. So this is something to note, but I wouldn't say this is the huge game changer. What I really like is that the top cowling panel is actually molded separately, and it reduces the chance of having some ugly gaps and seams in such area, which is really noticeable even on 1/48 scale. In terms of the external features, here you can see it's recessed panel lines and rivets in some places, while Eduard is really generous on the rivets. You can notice it on this darker gray plastic. And well, again, this is a matter of personal preference. I do not remember actually. No, it's recessed rivets actually here, while Academy is offering the raised rivets. So now it's more of a question to you whether you prefer this or that option, and I'm not sure how to show them side by side because of the swing parts. Maybe we can try to do it like this and then zoom out. Yeah, now you should be able to see what I'm talking about here. So this is the Eduard parts, those are the Academy, and you can see the difference in engineering. So this bottom section is molded separately, the top section is molded separately, and also the raised rivets, which you can actually feel and see on the model. Well, on 1/48 scale it's a noticeable change, so again, the matter of personal preference. And what is even more important is the wing roots area. Why it's done here like this? Because it offers you the possibility to fold down the wings. Eduard kit does not offer it. You have to buy the separate set, which actually gives you such a thing, and of course it costs extra money, so it's up for your consideration. And in case you are wondering how the bottom section of the fuselage looks on the Academy, so here it is. Maybe it's worth zooming in so that you can see exactly the raised rivets which I was talking about. So they look rather nice. I don't have any complaints here, and the attachment points are also thin enough in order to be able to carefully separate it. As for the internal features, I can show them again both on the same shot or frame. Now you can see that here we get the guiding elements. We get really modest interior details because the cockpit is assembled as the separate subassembly and then just inserted here inside. But overall it looks rather clean, and as you can see, the tail landing gear leg is working as the guiding element as well. And now we put on the top the Eduard parts. So here, as you can see, it's even more simple because even more parts are molded separately. You have to be careful with this special attachment points for the rudder, and again we have the guiding pins here and there, so it will be easy to align these parts together. So overall, and attachment points are also thin enough, so just like on the Academy kit. And as I said before, the landing gear parts are actually molded separately. So next I would like to show you the wing parts, because these are something what we just talked about. So as I said, here in the Academy kit you can assemble the retracted or folded wing, which is one of the I would say the most noticeable features of this aircraft. Again, as you can see, we have raised rivets in some spaces. We also get the molded in flaps, separate ailerons, and also we get the separate section for the machine gun area, as far as I remember. So if we talk about the top wing panel on Eduard kit, here as you can see we get the rivets, we get the recessed panel lines. Again, we have pre-molded flaps because they're sold separately as the accessories kit, and also we get the ailerons molded separately. I'm just showing where they will be installed because on the Academy kit it's completely different. We do not get any guiding elements, so you will have to be careful while combining them. And if I flip over this part, inside you will find some guiding pins, while on Eduard we also get the guiding pins, but they're a bit more fine, and sometimes you have to be careful still while aligning these parts. So I would say the Academy kit is a bit more foolproof because you get the bigger guiding pins, you get easier alignment, but this is again the matter of personal preference. I wouldn't say that it's something what will influence a lot your final choice. And for the final, what I would like to show is the cowling design on Eduard kit. Maybe for this I wouldn't be even opening the plastic bag, because as you remember on Eduard kit we have the separate cowling panels, so those will have to be combined together, and they kind of repeat the panel lines outline, but still you have to be careful while joining all of these things together. While Academy is offering the one-piece design, so you just get this element out of the box. It's, as you can see, molded on one attachment point, and camera even doesn't want to focus on it, so let's try to zoom in more. And now you should be able to see what I'm talking about. So me personally, I would rather prefer this design, and we still get the separately molded coolant flaps, so you get some variation. And of course out of the box you cannot open the cowling, so that's why it doesn't matter how it is molded. It's better to have it as a one-piece part, which will look smoother and more like a real thing. But well, in Eduard you will have to deal with the separate panels. As for the engine, both models offer rather nice engine details, even though they do not offer the possibility to open the cowlings, so this is quite an interesting choice. And in terms of the PE parts, obviously the Eduard Profit Pack is way better because you get more PE parts for interior and also for some exterior elements, while here you get in Academy you get only the seat belts made out of unpainted PE. So overall I hope you like this comparison. Of course the final decision is after you, and do not forget that the price difference is also there, and you can get both kits in all good model shops. And of course I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.